Looks like it's 7 o'clock. I'll call the February meeting of Huntington Township Planning Commission to order. I'd like to welcome newest member, Cody. And, welcome.
Welcome.
We have, you got ordinances, and
I've been through them before.
that's what this board abides by, those ordinances, you know, what's in there, you know, it's, I want to reiterate something to a procedure process from this board, and it's, I'm not going to come into outside of meetings. If something's conditionally approved, I'm not coming in, I'm not going to have Roxy come in and sign plans just to accommodate somebody's schedule, like somebody's subdivision or whatever. They're going to be signed here at this meeting. If they're not signed here, they'll wait. I mean, I told Tom, I said I worked in this business for 40-some years, and I'd just never given that opportunity to, you know, to do that. You know, it was you waited on the board in a public meeting. So just so we know, square on that one. And
Can I add one thing to that?
yes.
We've definitely seen some of the engineers that are working on these plans have gotten a little less consistent, I guess, charitably, on how they're dealing, whether it's here or at the county. And that's what causes what you're describing. And we feel for the homeowners, because they get caught in the middle. Now, the homeowners can get angry with their engineers, and believe me, they do, and that happened in this case. But we can't be put in a position where we're solving problems for somebody's engineer. We do what we can to solve problems for the taxpayers in our township, but we can't be breaking our own rules in order to do that.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But yeah, just certain things like that, you know, just need to be set down as our standard operating procedures, and not you know, we're not here. We're here to serve the township and the public, but we're also not here to serve the developers. I mean, they're coming in here, and whoever they are, even if it's a single lot. I mean, they know the rules. They know what goes on, especially the surveyors or engineers representing them. They know what's going on, so it's their fault, not ours. So, enough of that. I open up for public comment on the agenda items. Not hearing any. Approval of the minutes of January 26th meeting. Should have a copy of that. Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Cody, did you get a copy of the minutes?
I did not.
Well,
That's all right.
he can't vote on it anyway.
Yeah.
We can
No,
just
no.
give him a copy.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, not one there yet, so.
Yeah. Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay.
Well, I was going to make a motion to,
Yeah, is there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented?
no.
No.
I have none.
Not hearing any. Is there a vote to recommend approval?
I'll make a motion to move forward.
I'll second it.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Let's see. We don't have a heavy agenda tonight.
Early morning.
Scott, you have your zoning officer's report?
Yeah, if you get your magnifying glass out.
That's it.
We had one building permit and one zoning permit in January.
Not much.
There's only one plan under review right now, that's the Townsend one-lot subdivision.
Okay.
And Susquehanna Quarter Midget Association has applied for a special exception for use not authorized in the zoning ordinance
Okay.
for a motorized sports facility. at 821 South Ridge Road. Date has not been set yet for that hearing.
Who sets that date? Was that the zoning hearing board itself?
Zoning Hearing board solicitor, yes.
Do they have the information to do it at this point?
Yes.
Okay. I forgot the name of their solicitor. Is it
TV.
Teeter? Okay.
I got a question on, what exactly did he get for a shipping container? That's movable. Why did he need a permit for that?
Just because it was over the exemption size.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look into that. Okay.
Are both of those building permits, Potts and Matta? I should list them both as building permits?
Well,
Or
one's a
just
building-
zoning permits?
one's a- Yeah, I issue zoning permits.
Okay, okay, that's what I'll use them
Issues
now.
building permits.
What? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha, okay.
Character approves.
Okay.
That's it.
That was short.
Scott, do you have the address of the plan, the Townsend? You can give it to us next time if it's not, if you don't have it off the top of your head.
You want the address.
Okay.
All right, nothing else on your, and then Scott. Next item is new business, and that Townsend plan, we don't, it's on the agenda, but we don't have it.
The surveyor requested that you table the plan for today.
Has it been formally filed? I mean, it's with the township?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's been filed with all three municipalities. It's just that the borough dropped the ball for a month. So there was nothing for them to come in with a new plan addressing comments.
If if I'm not mistaken, most of the 1 acre tract or whatever that's being taken off is mainly in the borough,
It's all in the borough.
all in the borough, and what, it's remaining lands that, it's in the township.
Yes.
It's 501 Main Street.
Okay, thank you.
So we have, what we'll be looking at is basically the remaining land, and there's nothing, it's gonna stay the way it is.
They're not changing anything on the township land though, are they? Yeah, so there's very little to look at anyway, but we can't, we can't look at it first. Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
formatting and stuff.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Have you given them township comment?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, a month ago.
all right.
We don't have a hard copy floating around here, we can just look at it.
I don't know. I know I have a hard copy at the office. I knew we were going to table it, so I didn't bring it.
Yeah, you didn't bring, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's all right. I thought maybe
The
Julie.
borough
might-
has to act first, correct?
Well, they don't have to, no.
Oh, okay.
But there's no changes. They haven't been able to address borough comments.
Yeah,
So
Well,
they can
and
have a revised plan.
we've been asked to table it,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
So I guess we better
So that's-
so we should
follow
table.
through with that.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to table it because the York Springs Borough comments have not been received yet.
and we've been asked to table it.
Yeah.
Pardon?
And we've been asked to table it.
Oh,
Right.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. And the zoning ordinance, the old business, well, there's no other new business that I'm aware of.
No.
Yeah, Andrew was not able to attend tonight's meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, he's working on that zoning map, the
Yes.
revisions, which, yeah, that's important, because some of the stuff on that map was kind of antiquated, you know, where how it was laid out back then, so we gotta, but whatever we come up with, then we'll have to advertise that. Oh, let it out for public comment on
Oh, absolutely.
it, yeah.
But don't we just look at it and recommend to the supervisors and then
Yeah.
it's advertised?
That's not gonna happen for a year.
We're a long way,
Yeah.
we're a long way from any of
Yeah.
that.
We didn't even-
There are substantial consequences to any decisions that we would be
Right.
making that will require a lot of our time and energy to address.
And the county has to approve it as well.
Right, the county has to.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then, also, I think Andrew was talking about adding some new zones into,
That's something that we should consider.
Possibly.
Yep, I agree. And we may even want to look at Tyrone for a little, people have a lot of complaints about how Tyrone does things. But I think they were initially, they've got some complications and complexities that we don't have. They have the interchange at 15 and 234. They have rudders. They have some things that we don't have. However, we could end up with some of that in our future. Certainly if the interchange at, right down here, 1594 is developed, and you look at all the development south on 94 and even north, there's a lot of changes coming, and I'm not saying coming right away. Some of these are in county plans 5, 10, 15 years from now. But my point is Tyrone has had to address some of these things with their zoning. So we might even want to get Andrew's perspective on some of that as well. Could be helpful on how they've done their zones, which is different than how we've done our zones, because it's had to be different.
and I think one other thing, we were trying to get Andrew to get us a map showing the adjoining zoning.
Correct.
Around, that surrounds our township, so we know what, and we're not sticking some kind of, say, commercial zoning next to a residential zoning in the other town, things like that. You
Yep.
gotta be careful what you're doing.
Yep.
Right, I mean, his email to us, which I forwarded to you guys, said it is an updated map to look at, and I'll have hard copies, but we'll also have my laptop so we can put it on the screen. So because he had this family situation, he's not here tonight. So do we need to make a motion to table that, or can we just say we're not doing it?
No, it's-
We're not, no
that's just-
discussion tonight.
It's just a
Okay.
discussion item,
Yeah.
not an action item.
Yeah, it's not a,
We're a long way from an action.
yeah.
I take your point. I would bet we're a year away from recommending something to the,
We wanna do it right and get for the township.
Absolutely.
And,
I just ask you don't take 3 years, like.
Yeah.
no, no.
Because if you don't do it right, there's serious consequences
Well-
sometimes.
What happens if you don't address things properly? The zoning hearing board suddenly finds themselves with a lot of variances, mainly variances and things, because if you start finding a lot of appeals like that to the ordinance, then you know there's something that's not looked at, and I've seen that happen. I mean, you can't, it's not that you eliminate variances, because that's the right of, allowed by the ordinance, but if you have a magnitude of them, you know there's something going on with the ordinance that's not working right. So, but we'll grind our way through it. It's not gonna be a nice process, but we'll grind our way through it. Cody can, we'll be able to use fresh input on things and look at that,
Try my best.
so.
Definitely things are changing around, not necessarily our township, but when you start venturing out of here and get over to Dillsburg and
Yeah,
Carlisle, you get down to Hanover, I mean, I'm not that old for sure, but just in the past 15 years, a lot's really changed. So
yeah.
it's only a matter of time before that's gonna start finding its way up this way.
that's right.
It's like development creep, they call it, it comes, it just moves in, takes over an area. That, what was farm ground one time down in Hanover is now all housing down in there. And just keeps moving further out.
Well, the Golden Mile, that was cornfield. All the way up through there, yeah, that
I know.
that was cornfield.
I think the houses are gonna be more of a realistic thing for us than a lot of the commercial stuff.
Right.
I think both the layout of the land and stuff along 15 really isn't ideal for a lot of that big stuff, and the way the roads are run, so that definitely helps us, but the moving around, farms start to change hands, generations changing over.
You know,
I'll definitely see it in my time, that's for sure.
yeah, there's a lot of farming, even though it may remain agricultural, it'd be different agricultural uses.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have to have a certain percentage of each of those things legally in our township, right? We can't, for years, we've been pretty much blank slate ag. It's really been out of the scope of the law, really.
We don't have to, Cody, but
Just opens the door.
we are
for-
challengeable if we don't.
Yeah.
We don't, there's no rule that says you have to have 10% of this type of commercial, whatever. However, if you aren't providing, because of under the law, the provisional aspects, you do open yourself up to a challenge.
Okay.
And that's some of the things in this process, going through this upgrading the ordinance, and we rely on our county planner, he does this stuff all the time, so he knows that's his job. And,
But we don't always have to follow what the county says
No,
either, right?
no.
No, we don't.
They're just recommending
That's right.
certain
That's correct.
things, and then we can decide whether or not we.
that's right.
That's right.
The thing that sticks out in my mind is Amblebrook down there. I mean, that's a town.
Mm.
That's- I would really hate to see something like that up this way.
Yeah.
And that,
It's really changed that.
Yeah, it changed everything, didn't it?
Yep.
And you look at, even if you look at, like the development, the Hampton development, the way that's gonna go all the way to PP Town.
Yep.
And that will necessitate the redo of the PP Town intersection.
Roundabout.
Yeah,
both of them,
that is, yeah, it's just, and you watch how that unfolded in a very short period of time, a matter of a few years.
A lot of it blindsides you. You don't think that's gonna happen until it does, and then you're not ready for it.
That's exactly right. And a lot of that was approved years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, and they lost funding in a couple different recessions, which happens, and then they get their funding, and it's going. So you have that type of development, you have the development across from Tropical Treats, and there's others that are a little further away from us. But
Hey.
to your point, Cody, that kind of stuff, you wake up one day and it's a tremendous development, and it has an impact on our traffic
Oh, yeah.
and
Well,
other
even
things.
services and everything.
That's
You get
right.
Medical,
Yeah.
fire companies,
Yeah.
you get an influx of 3,000 or
Schools.
4,000 homes at
Yeah.
one time. I mean,
Yep,
that's crazy.
Yep.
Schools get impacted.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think the school's in a deficit again now. The budget, they're getting ready to talk about raising our taxes again. I guess we'll
Yeah.
have to get involved in the school board now too.
Go ahead.
They just had an opening. and they
yeah,
filled it.
had a
they
couple
filled it,
openings,
yeah.
But,
A lot happened at one time.
you know, those developments that were 20, they were worked on like 20 years ago or something like that, and the economy crashed, and they kind of just laid there, and people kind of got lulled into complacency, thinking, well, you know, it's not gonna happen. Well, developers don't go away.
Well, and even think about at the intersection of 15 and 30, a fraction of what's gonna happen that's already been approved and funded doesn't even show up yet. That the development behind Giant,
I saw they're doing something.
yeah, and if you look at the plan, you can see, actually, I can forward them to you, the county plans that we're seeing monthly. Again, you know, I get hate mail because, oh, you approved all these things. I didn't approve any of these things. It all happened way before I was on the county planning commission. And so you have, you know, the road, Hunterstown Road is gonna connect all the way back behind Giant, there
really?
at the, yeah.
Wow.
When you look at those plans and see the massive amount of development that's happening there and say, how is that, you know, how is that gonna be supported? Road-wise, services, you know, sewer, water. It's a tremendous amount of impact, and it's absolutely gonna have an impact coming back up this way, traffic and other way.
So, yeah, our object is to be proactive, not reactive to it.
Yeah.
Back years, in this zoning ordinance we have now was put in place, we were being reactive. And now if we can be proactive and come up with better product, that's what I'd like to see. I hope the rest of the board does. But does anybody else have anything from the board?
Nope.
I'll open up public comments. Maria?
Yes. Mr. King has brought up about these data centers, and one thing that has been coming up in the news, I believe there's a proposed one for Carlisle. That was the headline, and I didn't read the article, but, and in Harrisburg. One of the things that's been coming up because they've been built is the health, issues. People can't sleep because of the constant humming, et cetera. So where does that fall, where does the health and well-being, does it fall under where you'd have to put something in the zoning ordinance for data centers? Or is that handled with an ordinance or, you know, the land development? Where does that fall?
Scott, can you address that in any way? I mean, as far as, we have in our ordinance in the commercial industrial zone, we have standards for noise and,
Dust and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so we would have to build it, and that's part of what Andy's working on for us. We have to build it in specific ordinances for.
that use.
For that use. So that's where it's addressed. That's one of the places it's addressed.
That's, no, I just wanted to know where it fell, I wasn't quite sure.
That's one of the places. It will fall in numerous places, but one of it is to us in development of the data center ordinances and those types of developments.
Okay, thank you.
And that's some of the, speaking of being proactive, it hasn't come around here yet in our area because of the limited resources that they would have. But not to say it can't.
Oh, it will.
We gotta be ready for it.
Yeah, it won't necessarily in Huntington
Yeah.
Township, but it absolutely will in Adams County.
Up in Silver Spring Township, I think it is, they had, it was 1,000 acres up there they were going to put one in, and the farmer lived, I guess he was in the middle. He sold his development rights out pretty quick to the Conservancy. So it kind of split their plan up. They were gonna,
Yeah, they were gonna give him 12 million and he took 1.2 or 1.3.
yeah,
I believe it. Yeah.
60,000 an acre,
Yeah, and he took a tenth of what
yeah.
they were offering.
There was an article in Lancaster Farmer about a guy.
It's that guy.
Who turned
Rod 'em
down
all.
$30 million
Yeah.
for a chunk of ground and sold it to the Conservancy.
There's a lot of money floating around with those AI
Just
centers.
because he didn't wanna see it, happen.
Yeah.
The data center in Carlisle is gonna be starting to build very soon because Stammy lost 100 acres in November. And last he farmed it, when he finished up in November, they were gonna start working on that. They're gonna start working on that right away, because that's already been approved.
They've been building the hardware cabinets and stuff for those server racks. A buddy of mine works for a company down in York that manufactures them. They've been building that order since last year, so it was already going since then. I don't think we'll have to worry about that quite as much where we're at here, but you never know.
Yeah, they require a lot of water, a lot of
Someone said
electricity.
there's a lot of money out there and money talks.
Well, that's
We
what
can do
scares
all
me.
we can do, all we can do here.
Eventually,
But
the
in the
money
end-
usually wins.
Yeah, exactly
They'll
right.
find a way around your trees and buffering, and then
Yep.
it ends up happening anyhow, so.
Question, what's the largest farm in the area as far as acreage, and how much is required for a data center? I'm not familiar
Just
with
depends
it.
how big they wanna make it.
Yeah, they consolidate, what they'll do, they'll come in and they'll consolidate several big tracts together.
Yeah.
But I think they were talking close to 1,000 acres up there in Silver Spring Township.
I mean, your largest farm in Huntington Township are orchards, orchard
Yeah.
farmers.
Yeah, there's,
Which aren't preserved, if I understand.
Most of them are not.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any.
I don't know if any.
I don't think there's any.
There's a lot of flat
Bronze is. Bronze is
A
preserved.
lot of that topography would be hard for them to even put it on, it's too,
hilly.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but up
Big
up at
excavating.
Shippensburg.
Yeah.
Well,
between
up that way,
Shippens-
yeah, oh, yeah,
But yeah,
there's big flats.
Shippensburg and between Shippensburg and Chambersburg, they just leveled the whole mountain up there.
Yep,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Push
Yes,
it.
they did. Right
See, that's
along
that
the
money
line.
thing.
there's
You
not
gotta-
too much
They
impossible.
run out of
Yeah.
people that don't wanna sell, they'll find ground and they'll make it work.
Yep,
I mean, that one section along 81, it just, they're still working at it. They just leveled it all.
Yep.
Cumberland Valley has a lot of water.
Yeah.
There's lots of water in Cumberland Valley,
yeah,
lots of water underneath. That's the only thing that's saving this area somewhat, because water is, there's not a lot of water underneath there, for whatever reason.
They're gonna be changing in the future where they need less water and less land.
Water's
Bring in the SMRs and they'll do
Water's
it
gonna
in
be the
a
new
few
oil.
hundred acres. But they're not, that's the future.
Are there any talks at the county
Sure,
happening now?
talk about it every month.
Does anybody come in already with plans of one yet? Just all hearsay?
Yeah, it's all preliminary. But it's changing so rapidly, Cody. That's why we can talk about, oh, they need 1,000 acres. They're gonna do it on 100 acres. They need power they can't get. They just dropped in
They throw money at
a nuclear plant by helicopter in Texas. And those SMRs, that's the stuff I worked on for years. You can drop those in. They need a lot less water than they used to. The availability of this, the engineering progress in the last 5 years is more than the prior 50 years. That's why we should do what we can, but to sit here and say we know what the rules are gonna be,
No.
well, they'll change. That's how development works.
okay. Is there any other comments from the floor? Okay. Our next meeting is, what, March 23rd?
Yeah.
Not hearing any other discussion from the floor or the board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Water.